Hi, I'm Trevor from trevordumbleton.com, and today we're going to look at how to start an internet marketing business from home. And one of the major plus points of internet marketing is that you can run your business from near enough anywhere. Unless you tell them, no one needs to know that you're running your internet marketing business from your home or even a cupboard in your home. In fact, you'll be joining a large force of what seems to be called homepreneurs now, weird name, who run almost any conceivable business from the comfort of their own home, and they use places like coffee shops as their regular office space if they need a meeting or just somewhere else to work. I've seen more than one video that was recorded in a coffee shop, and as long as you use a directional microphone or pick a time of day in a secluded area when it's not too noisy, that works fine. It's an interesting background. You might well see bits of coffee being made and all sorts of things, but it works. And at its most basic, you just need a computer with an internet connection to start your internet marketing business. If your typing skills on a small keyboard are good, you might even be able to substitute a mobile phone or a tablet for the computer. And I'm sure there are people who do that. Your choice. But you then need to decide which direction your home-based internet marketing business is going to go in. And that's really, really important. Start by working out how much time you've got available to spend. It could be an hour first thing in the morning, and that's often better than letting the day's events overrun the hour that you thought you'd spend tonight and end up not spending because everything else has conspired against you and you're just too tired and too whatever again. It could be an hour longer than an hour, that works as well. But the amount of time you dedicate to your internet marketing business will partially dictate what you can do or how fast you get to where you want to get to. For instance, if you're working during the day, it may be difficult or even impossible to post larger items fast enough for them to reach your customers without them getting bugged and upset. But smaller items, books and craft items, all sorts of things like that, camera, the filters and things that go on cameras, all sorts of small things that you can just fit in a post box and drop off each night, means you can compete just fine with most other online vendors. Seems to take Amazon a day to work out where something is in the office or the warehouse, and you could be competing just as much with them. And if you enjoy mooching around flea markets and charity shops, you could even start an eBay business quite easily that way with a very minimal cost of stocking and quite eclectic. And there are people that run whole shops like that. There's vintage things and whatever that just work that way. So you could do your internet marketing business that way. It just means it takes a bit longer to list. But that's your choice. That said, most would-be internet marketers seem to find the option of carrying physical stock is more effort than they'd like. They've read into the dream that you don't need to do that. You can just do everything online. And yeah, that does work. So another really good option for your home-based business is to create a website. And notice I've used the singular version of that word, website, not websites. Starting with just one website is much better because it allows you to focus your attention rather than scattering your time across 2, 3, 4, 5 sites and finding that none of them really get the time and attention they deserve. I've tried it before. It seemed a good idea at the time, and you end up none of them get started. Done that with a bunch of 5 or 10 domains at a time when I got really keen and thought, yeah, I can do that, and it just doesn't work. And if you're making the change to being your own boss for the first time, and whether that's a part-time boss or a full-time boss, there's often a culture shock as well. It really is a difference. The next thing you really need to do is prepare yourself to work out how you're going to allocate your time and how you're going to make yourself accountable, who you're going to make yourself accountable to. It could be your other half, could be anyone. But you need to be accountable, because if you're serious about running your own internet marketing business, you've got to be really serious about the time you devote to it. You can be frivolous the rest of the time, that's fine, whatever you'd normally do. But your actual time you spend on your internet marketing business, serious. And for instance, unless Facebook is your main marketing thrust, you can't just hang around there nattering with your friends all day and pretending to yourself that you're working, because you look back at it in a week or a year's time and think nothing's happened. And the same goes for any other activity that takes up some or all or most of the time you've spent or set aside for your internet marketing. And it may sound scary, but to do that you need to be probably the most ruthless boss you've ever met with yourself. And that means not accepting excuses as to why something didn't happen. Oh well, you know the reasons already, they're buzzing around your head. Instead, making sure that you devote the time and energy to ensuring that your new fledgling business grows as fast and as profitably as it possibly can. It's doable. You just need to actually focus. You've got access to all the tools you need, and for most people that's, along with your computer, that's a domain name, somewhere to host it, and I strongly recommend that you keep those two separate and don't go for free stuff. It's a little bit of a cost. It's $10 maybe for a year roughly for a domain, and maybe between $5 and $10 a month for hosting. Think of it just as part of your overhead. It is necessary. Don't go for free. Don't rely on someone else because they just change their mind, usually at the worst possible time. Apart from those, your website browser, possibly a webcam and a microphone as well, but they're by no means essential. And then it's the discipline of creating new content on your site regularly, and also content away from your site so that it gets the pointers that Google takes account of, and so your business stands the highest possible chance of success. And if you'd like to know more, pop along to my site. That's TrevorDumbleton.com, and there's lots more advice there for getting your internet marketing business nicely profitable. Thanks for listening.